Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're looking at the Cobra Imp. Um, Cobra Imp was first released in the United States in 1988. It was also available in '89, and unfortunately was discontinued in 1990. So we do have a small vehicle here, kind of a wonderful take on a missile launcher. We do have some wonderful, and I don't know why we have so small views here. Um, yeah, that doesn't seem like it's working out very well. Uh, oh my goodness. All right, now we finally got something we can look at. All right, so it's a nice little tracked vehicle, uh, missile launcher. It's another one of those Hasbro takes on something. Honestly, I'd hate to be the driver here because really you don't have, having a missile flying right overhead and thinking about you might have a couple singed hairs there, but it is what it is. And we do have this was listed as a 50 caliber machine guns here. Uh, so it is a fun small vehicle, and I'm gonna guess it looks like we have room for two people in the back, which I wasn't taking into account because if we have the missiles there, I really wasn't thinking about it. But it is what it is. So, um, nice box art. I don't know who the character is offhand. Um, this does not come with a character that I can see, so we're kind of stuck here. All right, this is the fun part here where we get to see everything, and I had blown it up on mine, so hopefully whenever you see this, you'll get to see it all here. Uh, the hardest thing is I'm trying to trim off all the extra ads and everything, and I will have to kind of keep in mind where all this goes. So we do have three large missiles, and I did take that into account, so they're doing a little extra damage, and um, we have the 50 caliber machine gun here, so just looking at in those regards. Now, something I just thought of that I wasn't thinking when I'm doing the stats on this, and I admit I'm doing this as fast as I can because I'm knocking out the extra videos. Uh, are these going to be regular missiles, or are these going to be shoot uh, cluster missiles? That's what I was trying to say. So if it is like a cluster missile, it could still do the same damage it was before, but it's just spreading it out. So right now I only have it set up as though it's just doing the straight damage. Um, so if you want to do it as a cluster munition, or maybe I should throw it in as a cluster possibility, I think that would be a good idea, and we'll go from there. All right, so if I can get this to close. All right, so unfortunately we have easily broken and or lost pieces here. So we have ratcheting tabs to elevate the missile rack are often found broken. The machine gun and missiles are easily lost or commonly broken as well. Um, it's also been featured in trading cards, comic books, cartoons, and all that. And we do have our commercial picture here, so we get to see that in the commercial section here. All right. Now, for what Yojo is telling us, there are no other variations of this that are known. Um, a version of the Imp was made for India by a fun school, and at retail back in '88, this sold for about $4 or just a hair under. Um, and it's an interesting thing, and the price wise, you know, not that bad. I mean, I did mention we did have one that looked like the price had kind of gone up a little bit. But here it looks like the price was kept down, but it is a smaller vehicle without any extra characters or anything, so it does make some sense there. So, all right, so looking at this as our G.I. Joe Star Wars Universe D6 setup, okay, we have, oops, you can see where I kind of took stuff from. I took from the Wolf as a base so I could kind of quickly copy it over. And some of the things I did leave in here a little bit. So I did leave it at about 25 feet. These look like some very significant missiles. Uh, Now, like I said, I don't know if these should be cluster missiles or not. So let's get our missiles here. Uh, well, we'll go down. So it's still going to be speeder scale, about 25 feet long. Crew of one, no passengers. Although we did see room on the back for two, so let's do add on two passengers. I didn't see that before. Cargo capacity, you know, originally on the Wolf I had about 600. This I don't think is really going to be there, because these are big missiles, so I can't really how to properly say this. It's not like I'm going to be carrying a lot of extra um, missiles on here. I'm going to give it about 100 pounds. So whatever that comes down to kilograms, I'm going to roughly put in about 45 kilograms. For everybody that knows the conversion better than me, you can laugh and yell at me. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to rush through this because, like I said, I'm trying to get extra videos done. Um, so unfortunately, I got to give and take a little bit here and there. Okay, so we do have, it's really going to be about a 1/2 coverage. Oops. So we'll give it 1/2. Ground altitude, maneuverability, 2D. I've always been very generous as far as that goes. You know, something like this would probably go a little slower, but I think we can keep it at about 50 miles per hour. Although traditionally, I think tracked vehicles, I think we're going to, yeah, we'll bump it down. We'll go down to about 30. So whatever that comes down to being, um, I'll use my phone here real quick because I'm trying to do this. So we want 30 miles an hour in kilometers per hour. Oops. Let's see. We want 30 here. That's about 48. So um, I was going to throw in about 45, but 48. So we got it about right. It keeps everybody honest and happy. Let's see. Body strength is a 4D. I thought that was pretty um, commendable. This does look like it's fairly well armored up. We do have our three missiles here. Actually, I suppose I should probably not even call it a launcher, just three missiles. Um, and then we have, these are at speeder scale. Actually, I think what we want to do for that size, I want to put it at Walker. And then fire control 3D plus 2. We have our range out there. Damage is 90 per missile. Um, let's see. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add on here cluster 7. Oops, 7D. Um, let's see here. How do I really want to do this? Um, all right, my mind is kind of per 70. Um, then down 1D per 10 meters. All right. That's going to be a nice long sentence there for us. Not a problem. So it'll start off at 7D because there's more munitions there. And it's still going to be at Walker scale. So anything in there is just going to be decimated. Um, but for every 10 meters, it'll go down 1D. And then we do have our heavy blaster cannon. It's going to be front fire arc. Speeder scale, 2D. I'm going to say that we probably have a laser sight on there, and then 5D damage. And I think that's pretty respectable. So, it's a smaller vehicle, I took the Wolf as a base to start off with because it's something, another missile launcher, missile carrier, or whatever. That's an Arctic situation. This not being an Arctic uh, vehicle per se, but it is tracked, and to say that gets me at least, I'm carrying missiles and whatever other guns, and that's sometimes what I will do when I'm trying to create something. Okay, this has got as many weapons, and starting off with missiles. Do we want to change things here and there to make it fit the new vehicle? So it's a way I can cheat, and I can just get all my bullet points here moved over, and then we change accordingly. And I think you guys see that. Um, it makes it a little easier trying to come up with stuff. When I've got to come up with everything, just it's an odd vehicle. Like yesterday, we had the bug. Um, that gets a little bit more time consuming and trying to figure things out, especially when you have a main vehicle and it starts detaching with other vehicles. Now I got to come up with stats from that stuff and what is this really doing and everything else. A vehicle like this is very nice and easy for me because it's only doing one good purpose, and it works out. So shorter video today. It's another, you know, it's not a big vehicle, but as a support vehicle, um, it does do its job. And like I said, whether we're doing just big missiles or concussion or cluster missiles, either way, I think we have our bases covered here. However, Cobra demands that it needs to be done, and it gives us a good flavor. So, thanks for visiting. It's always a pleasure having you stop by. Hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you in the next video.